Hey, what's up, guys? I'm alive and well. Pretty friggin' tired. And sore as hell, too. But yeah, it's pretty amazing out here. Right now, it's cloudy and rainy and foggy. As you can see, the fog rolling in. So yesterday, when I walked into town, kind of it's more or less you're kind of straggling into town or straggling into your final destination. I did 18 miles yesterday, pushed it pretty hard. I've got 120 under my belt, but I've been averaging anywhere between 16 and 20 over the past week. So it's been pretty brutal out there. I'm not gonna lie. The weather is no joke out here. And yesterday, actually for the past couple days, I've had this fog cloud just literally following me. And then I had 2 thunderstorms that I had to work through. And there's not really shit you can do about it either. So you're in the rain. And it started to thunder, 2 days ago? And about 2 o'clock. And I was getting water down by a stream. And I saw this black cloud coming in. And I was like, yeah, I really don't want to get wet. Because earlier in the day, I had finally dried out after being wet before that. The sun came out and I was finally able to dry a bunch of my stuff out. And anyway, so I set up my tent and, you know, kind of sitting in pity that day, like just with my body hurting and only doing 7 miles and sitting at camp. I was like sitting in my tent. You know, I made some oats and read my book, fell asleep, and woke up about 5:45 and was like, you know what? I have 32 miles to get to Skykomish and Stevens Pass. And so I got up, packed my bag, and I did 7 miles in less than 3 hours. And got up to Pear Lake about 9:15 as it was getting dark, and I was, again, it had rained, so I was sopping wet, and pitched my tent, didn't even make dinner, just passed out, woke up, the sun was shining, and it made me feel good that I was able to accomplish that and get those miles in. I don't know what got into me, but I mean, I was so tired earlier in the day, and I was just dragging ass. Like, it's kind of crazy out here how, you know, one day you could just be blazing through the miles, and then the next day, every step hurts, and you just got to work through it. So, you know, it's I've made a lot of videos and took a lot of pictures, which I'll be uploading hopefully once I get to my hotel. So the reason I'm going live today is so, you know, when you're hiking, especially when you haven't seen anybody and the only thing that you're freaking talking to is this damn phone, is you start thinking about what could be when you finally get to that destination, and you start daydreaming, hiking dreaming about the food you're going to eat, the beer you're going to drink, the bed you're going to sleep in, the shower you're going to take, the bath you're going to soak in. And it just like, so I'm walking and like, I get to this ridge and I see civilization, I see houses, and I'm like, oh my God, this is so exciting. And then I get a little closer, and I hear cars. I'm like, oh shit. So I look at my map. I'm like, okay, I'm pretty close. And the trail starts getting better and better. Less hills, less rocks, more maintained. And I'm cruising. And I get into this like auto hike mode where you're just hiking and you're not thinking, your body's just moving. And I finally get to the end of the trail in Stevens Pass, and it's a fucking ghost town. Oh man, I was so disappointed. But my spirits got back up. So I tried to hitch. I walked up to the ski resort that is right over here that you can see. Everything was closed. So because I'm super early in my SOBO southbound trek, nothing is like opened for hikers. Nothing is like ready for hikers because I'm super early. So nobody's expecting hikers to be coming through because I'm about 3 weeks, maybe a month early before people actually get to this destination. So I'm on the side of the road, sticking my thumb out, basically on the freeway and the side of the road, trying to get a freaking hitch 16 miles. Because damn sure I'm not going to walk on the freeway 16 miles to another town. And I hear some Bob Marley playing in the background. I'm like, because there's these cabins behind me. So I'm like, all right. So that's like playing in my head. I'm listening to it. It's pretty loud. And I'm unsuccessful trying to get a hitch. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to go beg and plead. So I walk around this little road up the embankment, and this guy smoking a cigarette out on his porch, and it's where the Bob Marley music is playing. And so I'm like, hey, excuse me. I was like, would you mind giving me a ride? I can pay you. He's like, man, I've been drinking. I'm not like that, but I can give you some cardboard and a marker, and you can make a sign. It works really well for me. I've done it 1,000,000 times. I'm like, all right. So I get up there on his porch. He brings out some PBR. I'm like, because I get up there and I'm like, man, I've just been dreaming of a pizza and a beer. And so I'm on his porch. I'm making this sign. Like, and keep in mind, I'm like freezing. I'd been soaking wet and cold and in the rain, completely drenched. Everything is wet. Everything in my pack. All 3 layers of clothes. I'm sopping wet. My hands are shaking. I'm like trying to make this damn sign. And he's just laughing at me. And so I try to call the hotel that I want to stay at in Skycomish. No answer. Some dude's answering machine. I'm like, what the fuck? So he's like, I kind of finished my sign. He's like, man, you got to make that bold. You got to bold those letters. These cars are going 60 miles an hour. So you want to see my sign? Hiker to Skycomish, please, God bless. And he says, I don't want to throw religion on you, but it works. He said, put the God bless in there because it really works. I was like, all right, I'll put that on there. And he's like, if the hotel doesn't answer, he's like, man, you can spend the night here. And I was like, oh my God, thank you so much. So the guy, super cool. He's one of the supervisors over here at the ski resort, and turns out, he's hiked a lot in his life, but he's never done the PCT. But he's done some long distance kayaking trips, and he's from Alaska, and lives here and works at the ski resort. Super cool dude. we made dinner and had some beers, chatted, and you know, I had a bed to sleep in. It was it was so amazing. And so last night, you know, he comes in and he's like, hey, he's like, I got to be to work at, you know, 6 o'clock. You can sleep in. The black fridge is mine. Anything in it you can have. I'm like, oh my God, thank you so much. So was able to sleep in a little bit today, and didn't wash my clothes, but I got to dry them. So at least I'm walking around in dry clothes. They still stink. But I'm going to get to my final destination. Well, not final destination, but destination today, Skykomish. I have a package waiting for me with food, which will be my second resupply package, which I'm already going to have to redo because when you're out in the woods, you get sick of eating the same shit over and over again. So I need to get some real food. And I'm going to take this sign right here, stick out my thumb, and I'm going to try and get a ride here to Skykomish. But just wanted to give you guys a heads up, let you know that my spirits are well. I've got 188.8 miles on the PCT, and it's been a lot of fun. This stretch from the border down to Stevens Pass has been brutal. Tons of snow. My knee is killing me. My right big toe is numb. I can't feel it. My whole body's aching. Every joint hurts. My left shoulder is tweaked somehow. But, you know, it's other than my physical body, my spirits are high and my emotions are good. And as long as that's well, your mind can tell your body to do anything. And it's really amazing what the human body can do, because it just really is. I never would have thought. I'm not a freaking long distance runner. I'm not an endurance person. I'm a sprinter. I lift weights. Well, kind of. But I do strength training. You know, I never would have thought that I would be able to do 20 miles in a day with 50 pounds on my back. And I've done it almost every friggin' day for the past 3 weeks. So pushing that threshold is how you do it. And you got to taper up, and you got to keep pushing that threshold. You can't go from 0 to 60. You gotta do every mile an hour up, and that's what I've been doing. And you know, I've been savoring every moment that comes to me out here. You know, seeing all these views, being in nature, and haven't been eaten by a bear yet. But yeah, so I appreciate you guys watching, and I'm going to keep following up with you guys. I got a ton of videos, and I got something really cool coming out for you guys as well. That's going to keep you guys motivated to keep watching. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'm going to wave to a couple of you, to my homies. Thanks for watching, guys. All right, we'll talk to you guys later.